I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.
Have you joined the fastest growing fantasy motorsports app yet? On Grid Rival, you can join leagues with your friends and manage your own fantasy team on what race fans are calling, hands down, the best fantasy motorsport app out there. F1 and MotoGP leagues are now live for the 2021 season. Joining a league on Grid Rival will make every race more exciting, more engaging, and of course, more competitive. Download Grid Rival now on your iPhone or Android smartphone. Grid Rival is an unofficial application and not associated with Formula One, MotoGP, or any of their athletes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Austria, the Red Bull Ring, where tonight the stars and cars of the Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR series will take on their fourth of 15 races this season. After an off week last week that followed up Nick de Groot's dominating win at Twin Ring Motegi, qualifications already getting underway, and we are in for a pretty spectacular show. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It is a pleasure to have you joining us here this evening. As we mentioned, looking forward to a really interesting race here. The Red Bull Ring is one of those tracks that has not been on the iRacing service for very long. And basically what that means is some drivers are going to have more experience than others will as we get rolling around this racetrack. Let's pick up with a guy who was very quick 1 week ago, or 2 weeks ago, I guess you would say. Connor Baldwin out on his qualification laps. Nobody has started the laps that count just yet. Show you the race info here. Only a minute and a half into this 10-minute qualifying session. Nick de Groot, your winner 2 weeks ago at Twin Ring Motegi over Matt Wagner and Charles Teed. Taking a look at the standings, still going to be Matt Wagner at the top of the charts. Only a 4-point advantage over Charles Teed. J.W. Miller will be third in points here, and he's only 11 back of your leader. Nick de Groot in 2 starts with 1 win, already up to 4th in the point standings. Alec Coates in the 5th position. Lee Huber, Connor Baldwin, James Watson, Gary Godso, and Jeff Destino are your top 10 here in qualifications, or excuse me, in points, heading into qualifications tonight. Seeing 90210 checking in here on the Twitch feed. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who's tuning in on YouTube as well. Pick up Eric Schaus here as he has already gone with a couple of very quick sectors. Alec Coates' fast lap time, 1 minute 15.734. Oh, and he does not get the lap in. Connor Baldwin now making his way down towards turn number 1. His lap did not count either. New quick time, top of the board, J.W. Miller, 1 minute 15.705 seconds. That's going to be the big one. Keeping the car on the racetrack here. You can get away with a little bit more during the race, but in qualifying, you really better keep that car on the racetrack. First car into the 1 minute 14 second bracket, Lee Huber, 114.949. 5 of the 15 cars entered tonight have been out on the racetrack. Pit strategy going to be very interesting here tonight. Looking like it's going to be right about 15 laps on a tank of fuel. However, tonight's race, quick time, top of the board, Connor Baldwin, 1:14.527. Where the pit strategy is going to come into play is that you're going to have to make that third stop, and it's going to be about a 5-lap window. So the pit window extends for the opening stop from lap 5 all the way to lap 15. Obviously, unless you have an early incident, you're going to want to try to make that strategy call work where you run this as long as possible. But if you have the early issue, you could try the undercut strategy. Make the stop on lap 5, blast around here on the red tires. Who knows where things are going to go from there. Seeing James Watson working his first lap. Lap number 1 for James Watson, going to be fourth quick, 1:15.433. Still about 9/10 off of Connor Baldwin's quick time. Eric Schaus at a 1:14.601. Going to be the second car on the front row here. See what Watson's going to be able to do. Jason Hand has completed his qualification run, only getting 1 lap in. He will start 13th. We'll pick up TJ McMurray as soon as Watson finishes his lap. And then the final car, and he may not even take time tonight, is Matt Wagner. And Matt Wagner will have an EOL penalty in this one after the contact with Connor Baldwin a couple of weeks ago in Motegi. So Wagner may not even attempt a qualification run as James Watson comes across the line, 1:15.218. Going to be the lap of record. TJ McMurray completing his qualification run. And with 3 minutes left here in qualifying, that should be just about it. Bring in the guy who looks to be our pole sitter here this evening, Mr. Connor Baldwin. And Connor, congratulations. It was a heck of a lap. So far, luck has not been on your side, though, this season.
No, it really hasn't. It's had some unfortunate happening at Watkins Glen and Twin Ring Motegi, but I think this is really the track. The Aero Info car is really fast, really stable. I'm really taking advantage of all of the track limits that we have here, so I'm hoping for a really good result.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's going to come into play here. The other one is going to be strategy. Is the aim at this point just to stay away from everybody else on the racetrack?
Yeah, that's kind of a plan. Alex Coates made it very clear that if you go off the track and then someone dive bombs you down the inside and you all make contact, it's not the guy who's dive bombing's fault, which I kind of disagree with. But if that's how they're going to rule it, then that means I need to stay away from everybody at all costs. So, yeah, hopefully can just get into a good rhythm here for all 50 laps.
All right, bud. Well, good luck the rest of the way here, and we'll see you starting up front.
Thank you, thank you.
So there you go. There's Connor Baldwin, your pole sitter here this evening. And Eric Schaus going to start on the outside of the front row. Taking a look at the upcoming schedule for the Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR Series. Next off week comes at Thanksgiving. We are going to be straight through from here to the end of November. After tonight's race at the Red Bull Ring, they head off to the Pocono Mountains and Pocono Raceway, followed by a trip to Spa-Francorchamps, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Long Beach, and Iowa Speedway. A lot of variety here in the Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR Series. Should be a ton of fun to watch what's coming up here, as we are just about ready for qualifications to come to a conclusion. So once again, thank you everybody for hanging out with us here. Qualifications have wrapped up, and it is time to get you the starting grid for tonight's Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR Series race. Take a look, get you the nice wide overhead shot here, and here is your starting grid. Connor Baldwin and Eric Schaus going to make up the front row for this one. Lee Huber and James Watson on row number 2. Alley coach J.W. Miller on row 3, Victor Aldrich and Benjamin Combs on row 4. Jeff Destino, Ty Richter will occupy the 5th row, while Charles Teed and T.J. McMurray will be on row number 6. Cullen Johnston, Jason Hand on row 7. All alone, on row number 8, your defending champion, Matt Wagner, carrying the number 1, electing not to qualify with the EOL penalty that he had coming up. Just waiting on J.W. Miller and T.J. McMurray to get loaded into the session. See if we can't snag a quick word here with James Watson. You'll hear his voice a little bit later on the Indy Pro 2000 broadcast, but tonight you're going to try to put that number 39 in victory lane.
Yeah, for the first time ever after trying to search for that win for 50 years now.
It's about what it seems like, doesn't it? You're starting up front. Strategy has always kind of been one of those things that you seem to do well with. It's got to be pretty big to know you're starting up front here and should be in good shape.
Yeah, it kind of opens up the strategy a little bit, trying something a little, or what I thought was a little out there, but apparently other people might be on what I'm doing, so see how it works out for me. I'm just trying to get back to the podium at this rate. This season has not started out very kind for me.
Well, it's a good night to try to change that one around. So, James, good luck here tonight. We'll hopefully talk to you in just a little bit. And we are getting ready to go racing here. Pace car is in. And as always, fans, the start of the Grid Rival ESRA INDYCAR Series is going to be all yours. Seeing big trouble early on here. May have just been cars slowing down. No, it was not. Huge incident here right at the very start of the race. Get a look here at the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on this one. Keep your eye on Alec Coates. One car getting way wide. Coates overcooks it, gets into James Watson, loops him around. Several cars going to be involved here. Both of those cars should be in okay positions to continue. They will have to rejoin at the back of the field. Benjamin Combs, Ty Richter also getting a piece of that one. As we get the look here back to the live pictures. It is Connor Baldwin, your race leader, as we work lap number 2. Eric Schaus, Lee Huber, J.W. Miller, Victor Aldrich, your top 5. Little bit surprising to see that kind of a dive bomb move out of Alec Coates. Matt Wagner already up to the 7th position. Pick up Benjamin Combs and Charles Teed as Combs gets around into turn 1, I believe that is. They're going to make their way up the hill towards turn 2. Here is the battle for the 3rd position. Eric Schaus and J.W. Miller. Miller flying the Team Watson Racing colors all over the back of the Hot Wheels 76 of Schaus. Through that final corner. Man, nice pass. Oh, but Miller got it a little bit wide. Big move up from, I believe that was Ty Richter. That was Victor Aldrich. Wow. Big acceleration there by Aldrich. The Nitro Circus, Team Watson Racing, number 98. These drivers able to use the full width of the racetrack. This is the down to turn 4. This corner is Roush. You see the bridge that they just came under. Big arcing right-hand turn 5. Then down to turn 6, Power Horse, an almost 180-degree corner. Slide back here, pick up J.W. Miller and Ty Richter. Richter able to get past Miller heading into that corner. Trouble on the racetrack for TJ McMurray. Let's take a look at the Hot Shoe Raceware instant replay, see what we had here. Looks like McMurray just overcooked it just a little bit. Got it way up to the outside. Going to lose some positions in the process. Pick up James Watson all over the back wing of Benjamin Combs. That's out of turn 1. Snap onto the bridge, up quick through the left-hand turn 2. And then very tight. The AMS AG corner. Watson able to make that pass easily for the run downhill to turn 4. Show you the gap to the race leaders. Connor Baldwin already a 3.2 second advantage over Lee Huber. Slide back, pick up the closest battle on the racetrack. That is TJ McMurray and Alec Coates. McMurray able to hold on to the spot so far. This is the fight for 11th, 12th, and 13th, as you see Cullen Johnston just ahead as well. Big pass there, Victor Aldrich coming around Eric Schaus. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on this one. As Schaus gets very wide, Aldrich able to come through. Ty Richter coming past as well. So now it's going to be Richter, Schaus, and J.W. Miller. All nose to tail. Down the front straightaway. Not all that far behind the 98 of Victor Aldrich as well. Miller going to work on Schaus. He's going to have the peak down the inside. And here's sort of what Connor Baldwin was talking about in the pre-race. If you run wide of the racetrack and somebody makes the big dive bomb up the inside, that's on the car that left the racetrack to rejoin safely. Which that's kind of where that rule is coming from. Keep the car on the racetrack is what it amounts to. If you want to put the impetus on the car that's doing the passing to stay right with you. Trouble for Cullen Johnston. Take a look at the replay here. See what happened. Johnston up the hill just really had to get on the binders. Loops it around. Little soft spin. No harm, no foul. J.W. Miller really working the rear wing of Ty Richter pretty hard here down into turn 10. This is the battle for fourth, and it's a podium spot that's on the line just ahead with Victor Aldrich there. Here's Schaus looking to the inside of Miller. Another big lockup for Ty Richter. Forced J.W. Miller on the brakes pretty heavily. Got to watch how you use up the tires here. Looks like everybody on the racetrack, with the exception of Eric Schaus and Matt Wagner, are on the primary tire. Sounds like these drivers are going to want to use the primaries for one set, or one stint, I should say, and then they're going to be running the reds the rest of the race. Now, the question becomes, do you run the primaries for the very short stint that you're going to have to do, or are you able to save enough fuel to possibly, and I say possibly, make this a two-stop race? You would have to save at least 5 laps of fuel, though. That is a very, very big ask. We are keeping an eye on the pit strategy. Nobody has been in yet with the exception of Jason Hand, who did have some early damages. Oh, man, Ty Richter way off the racetrack there at turn 1. Here comes Schaus looking up to the outside. He's going to get in the draft of Richter. J.W. Miller, big bomb up the inside at 3. Oh, they're almost making contact on exit. What a pass. They're almost making contact again. Drag race down towards turn 4. J.W. Miller still going to have the spot on the inside of the racetrack. Richter able to clear. See if he runs a little wide. Miller again holds it down to the inside. Fantastic battle here. Wow. Big dive bomb by Schaus. Forces J.W. Miller almost off into the gravel trap to the outside. That pass was aggressive. Get you another look at that one. I mean, he just went absolute full send into the corner. Got it off to the inside. Able to keep it on the racetrack. Nice pass, Eric Schaus. Now Schaus and Ty Richter going to battle. Schaus able to clear Richter. Seeing our buddy Chris Casbier checking in the comments. Just got done with work in time to watch. Well, thanks for hanging out with us here. Reminds me, we have not talked about our weather conditions yet for this race. Presented by our friends at the Weather Center. Offensively accurate weather for eastern Pennsylvania. 73-degree ambient temperature, 34% humidity. Wind's going to be out of the north at 2 miles an hour, 83-degree track surface temperatures. Absolutely perfect day for racing. This is the best battle on the racetrack right now. So we're going to stay right with this fight. Schaus, Richter, and Miller. This race definitely has the potential to shake up the standings in a very big way here. J.W. Miller, the highest running of the points leaders, in the 6th position. Oh, big contact! Richter goes around. We'll have to see if he got some help. Take a look at the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Richter tries the big move down to the inside, straight lines the corner. Yeah, he got hooked, but he wasn't going to make the corner one way or the other. And Ty Richter now going to lose the spot also to James Watson. And that has put basically everybody gapped out at this point. Let's give you the full field rundown here. The Aero Info, Baldwin Agriland, number 19 of Connor Baldwin is your race leader as we work lap number 11. Ty Richter making his way onto pit lane. First pit stop of the race is going to be occurring here at lap number 11 for Ty Richter. Baldwin qualified on the pole, led from the pole, and has absolutely checked out here to a 10.2 second lead as we get ready for the first set of pit stops. Lee Huber runs in the 2nd position in the AlphaTauri number 3. Huber, another car, just being very consistent here. Victor Aldrich runs in the 3rd position. He is your hard charger of the race, up 4 from where he started. James Watson also going to be coming pit side here. Get the look, and we'll pick up the stop for James Watson. First car inside the top 10 to make their pit stop. Watson hit the marks cleanly, down and away, 8.5 seconds. He's going to get over to the primaries, so he has used both required sets of tires here. We'll see what the lap times are going to look like. Pick up the battle between Victor Aldrich and Eric Strauss. This is the fight for 3rd. Chris Casbier saying, rough night to be a Birds fan. Glad I'm watching this instead. I believe you are talking egg ball, but I could be mistaken there as Strauss comes around Aldrich easily, and J.W. Miller is going to be right there as well. Barbara Jean Sattler checking in, saying, go Victor Aldrich. Thank you very much for hanging out with us here tonight on YouTube. And we do appreciate all the support that folks have been doing with the Super Chats and the memberships. Seeing those have been absolutely incredible to see the love and the support that we're getting from you folks out there. So thank you very, very much for that. Here's Miller down to the inside of Aldrich. He's going to complete that pass cleanly as well. Seeing TJ McMurray having an issue out on the racetrack. It's kind of an interesting call for Richter and Watson. Basically, if you're going to make it, you're basically breaking it up into 10-lap stints. Means you're not putting those last 5 laps or so worth of wear on the tires. It's not the worst strategy call, for sure. Pick up the battle here between Charles Teed and Jeff Destino. The fight for the 8th position. Victor Aldrich making his way down pit lane. Next of the leaders to stop, Benjamin Combs also coming in this time. Alec Coates also going to be on the pit lane. This will be lap number 14, I believe, for their pit stops. Definitely going to shuffle the running order a fair bit here. Looks like Aldrich going to come out just ahead of Ty Richter and James Watson. All of those cars stopping on lap 14. Looks like they're going to be able to go to, it would probably be lap 24. Race leader Connor Baldwin is in. We're going to follow along with this battle, however. Aldrich, Richter, and Watson all running nose to tail. J.W. Miller also in this time. Man, these guys are absolutely abusing the track limits. In true IndyCar style, by the way. This is something that the real-world IndyCar series lets these drivers do. It is not nearly as tightly controlled as Formula One is. Quite frankly, I think it makes for better racing because of it. Baldwin back out on the racetrack, and he easily comes out in the 3rd position. J.W. Miller on his way out. He will come out in the 4th position as Jeff Destino making his way down pit road. Interesting that Lee Huber and Eric Schaus have not stopped yet. They are getting dangerously close to shaving an entire segment off of this race. Race leaders are in this time. Pick up Connor Baldwin here. He comes screaming past. He will assume the race lead once again. Second place, J.W. Miller, 25 seconds behind your race leader. Just unbelievable. Eric Schaus, long stop here on pit road for Eric Schaus. He may either have a penalty or damage. Let's see when he drops down off the jack, but over 36, 37 seconds now. Down, let's see, still not down and away yet. Down 49.38 seconds. That may have been a little bit of a repair job as well. But a huge issue there for Eric Schaus. So we pick up race leader Connor Baldwin making his way down the front stretch, working lap number 18. J.W. Miller runs in second, 26 seconds behind your race leader. So long as he can stay out of trouble, Connor Baldwin is doing Alexander Rossi-like things to this field right now. J.W. Miller runs in second. Team Watson Racing colors on the front wing of the All-American Eagle, Castrol, number 6. Lee Huber runs in the third position in the AlphaTauri number 3. He's 29 seconds behind your race leader. Ty Richter running in fourth, and he's leading the train to Victor Aldrich and James Watson through. Richter and Watson stopping at laps 10 and 11 respectively, so they're going to have to make their next set of stops sooner than everybody else. Maybe I'll say it this way, the overcut worked in stint number 1. The question is, how does it play out here in stint 2? Connor Baldwin going back on the alternate tires. That's the second set, I should say, he's used of those. He will have to run the primaries at some point here this race. J.W. Miller, Lee Huber are on the primaries. Richter and Aldrich on the alternates. Watson, Coates, Wagner on primaries. Eric Schaus, Jeff Destino, last cars inside the top 10. They are both on the alternate tire. Aldrich absolutely getting the big toe up towards turn number 2. He's going to peek out, see if he makes the move down to the inside. He does. Oh, Richter overcooks the corner. Gets it off onto the grass. But Aldrich having a bigger issue mid-corner. That's going to bring James Watson into play. Already approaching the halfway point here. Pick up Eric Schaus, Matt Wagner, and Jeff Destino. These cars fighting for 8th, 9th, and 10th on the racetrack. Over a minute behind your race leader. They're only about 10 seconds ahead of Connor Baldwin at this point. 10 cars remain on the lead lap. Charles Teed, Benjamin Combs, TJ McMurray, Cullen Johnston, all one lap down, all still running in the race. Jason Hand, the only car out of the race here, he went out on lap number 3. Shaping up to be a very big night in the points for J.W. Miller and Lee Huber. Miller is 3rd in points, Huber 6th. Points leader Matt Wagner running in the 9th position. Runner-up Charles Teed currently running 11th. we are definitely going to see things close up in a very big way here at the front. Connor Baldwin, the biggest beneficiary, currently 7th, and he's had, in 3 races, twice he's had bad luck jump out and bite him. Baldwin, very, very impressive here. As Eric Schaus just set the fastest lap of the race at a 1:15.92. Victor Aldrich coming around. Ty Richter will continue the battle. Then we'll show you the pass on the Hot Shoe Racewear Instant Replay here in just a moment. Looks like this has settled down just a little bit, so we can show you the replay. As we get you back to the live look. Alec Coates having an issue getting off track. That is going to slot him in behind James Watson, who now runs in the... Oh, Watson gets it off track, loses the back end. He's on the primaries, and he's 10 laps, just about anyway, I think, 10 laps into the stint. Yeah, just about, in fact, just about to finish lap number 10 on this stint. So would not be surprised to see Watson bailing off for pit road here fairly soon. The other car that's going to have to stop is Alec Coates. See him just coming under the Red Bull Bridge now. He stopped on lap 10. Currently working the 11th lap of this stint. Victor Aldrich is at about the halfway point of the run. Everybody else 5-6 laps on the set of tires. So things are going to start to happen pretty quickly here, especially if some of the drivers that stopped early decide they're going to bail off of their current tire selection and go back to whatever the other tire was. In the case of Alec Coates, I would imagine he's going to be back on the alternates here fairly quickly. For those newer fans, the alternate tire is a softer tire, provides more grip than the primary. However, it does not last as long because of the soft nature of the compound. Tell you what, though, bang up job for these guys staying out on these older tires. Ty Richter starting to close in on Alec Coates as they work towards turn number 1. This is not the first race that we've seen turn 1 catching cars out here. Connor Baldwin just set a personal best lap of the race at a 1:16.08. And that lap is now 30 seconds up as Alec Coates again having a little bit of an off track. They're pushing. That's the fun thing to watch here. The gap is 37 seconds to third place Lee Hubert, 43 to Victor Aldrich in fourth, and James Watson in fifth is 45 seconds behind your race leader. Tenth place, Matt Wagner, has now gone a lap down to this man, Connor Baldwin. He's laying them down here, man. It is a lot of fun to watch this kid drive. Catching up on Jeff Destino to put 9th place a lap down. You can see Baldwin using the entire width of the racetrack. In fact, he's outside the width of the racetrack at this point. And here's really where Baldwin has a pretty significant advantage. He's very close to being able to dictate his own personal pit strategy for the duration of this race. The pit delta time is 37 to 40 seconds or so. He's currently 30 seconds ahead of J.W. Miller. Basically what that means is if he gets that gap up to 40 seconds, he is looking at being able to make a pit stop without losing the race lead. As it stands now, he would only fall back to 3rd. And have a pretty nice gap as well. Seeing Cullen Johnston having an issue out on the racetrack. Once again, turn 2 getting into the action. Overshoots the corner in a big way. Benjamin Combs on pit lane, pitting out of the 12th position. Ty Richter also making his way down pit road at lap number 25. Well, his lap number 25 anyway. Richter down and away 9.05 seconds for Firestone Firehawks and a full tank of Speedway Racing fuel. Take a look. You guys are quiet in the comments here tonight. Let us know where you're watching from. Talk to us. Ask questions. We want to get your comments up on the air. Pick up Victor Aldrich here, who is caught in on James Watson. Watson should be due on pit road any time now. This is the 15th lap of the stint for James Watson. They were discussing with a pretty solid fuel save, you could get 15. If you really went extreme, you could maybe get 16. But that's about going to be it. The only way to save more fuel than that would be to just be so far off the pace that it's not worth it. Watson thus far has been able to hold off Victor Aldrich for the 4th position. Seeing Bangor, Pennsylvania checking in the comments. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. The likes and the shares and the comments are what drives the algorithms. And it makes YouTube think what we're doing is exciting, or Twitch for that matter. Here comes James Watson in pit side. He is making his 2nd stop of the race, and it will happen here at lap number 27. will follow Watson down into his box and for service. Because quite frankly, there's nothing going on the racetrack at this point. Watson down and away, 9.22 seconds for the stop. Good pit entry and exit time, though. 40.12 seconds. That's pretty quick for the stop for Watson at lap number 27. He'll rejoin the racetrack in 7th. 16 seconds ahead is Eric Schaus. 4.5 seconds back is Jeff Destino. And actually, that's race leader Connor Baldwin that just went by Watson to put 7th place a lap down. That is just unreal. Baldwin looking at if he were to pit now would come out about a half second ahead of Lee Huber. Obviously, you would imagine he would want to try to open that up as much as possible. Victor Aldrich, Alec Coates making their way down pit road. These stops going to be taking place at lap number 28. I don't know if this is Gonzo or Georgia Gonzo, but one way or the other. Let's go, Vic. Get that podium. Rooting for Victor Aldrich. Making his way out of the pit area. He will rejoin the racetrack in 7th. Right with Alec Coates and Jeff Destino. Aldrich coming out on cold tires. He's going to have to watch this entrance to turn number 2 here. But they also have Destino just ahead of him, who is running on very old tires at this point. We would anticipate seeing your race leader on pit road in the next lap or so. Probably will be one more lap before we see him come in. Trouble on the racetrack for Matt Wagner. This would be monster playoff implications. Well, Wagner looks like he just comes to a stop. That was odd. That may have been an issue with the sim rig or something there for Matt Wagner, but going to lose a little bit of time. Currently back in the 10th position. And here comes your race leader on pit road. Connor Baldwin in for his second stop of the race. The pit stop coming at lap number 31. We'll see when J.W. Miller elects to pit here. Baldwin down and away, 9.57 seconds on the stop. And how about it? He is in and out of the box, and he does not lose the race lead as J.W. Miller is now in the pit area, making his stop on lap number 31. Lee Huber still runs second. Eric Schaus now up to third with Miller's pit stop. But Huber and Schaus are both going to have to make a stop here. Actually, everybody's going to have to make 2 more stops. Here is Lee Huber currently running in position number 2, but once again, he's going to be due down on pit road here any moment. In fact, it's going to be right now at lap number 32. Would also expect to see Eric Schaus in the pit lane as well, but he's about 15 seconds behind Huber. Connor Baldwin coming past and back into the race lead. That young man is doing some impressive things right now. Eric Schaus also on pit road this time. So let's follow along with J.W. Miller, see where he's going to come out in all of this. Schaus with the 49-second pit stop last time. This is going to be a tight battle here between Miller and Huber. Huber's out of the pit box. There you see him re-entering the racetrack. There's Huber just ahead of Miller. Almost identical times on pit road and for the pit stop. About a half second quicker in total pit lane time for Lee Huber. Nice job by the 3, picking up a ton of time there. Oh, man, they almost make contact. Huber gets off the racetrack. Show you that one again on the Hot Shoe Racewear Instant Replay. Huber gets it off the racetrack on the cold tires. Miller coming around on the primaries. He'll get the pass completed. Lee Huber now 0.6 of a second behind second place running J.W. Miller. James Watson is right there as well. Things could get very, very interesting now. With James Watson being on an off cycle for the pit stops, it's less off cycle now than it was at the first stint. Watson stopping at lap 27. Huber and Miller stopping at lap 31 and lap 32. Here's Victor Aldrich working on Ty Richter in the battle for the 6th position. Seeing TJ McMurray on the pit lane. Charles Teed, Cullen Johnston also on pit lane. Those cars are all laps down. However, the final pit window will be open at the start of the next lap. They can go 15 laps. Now it's a matter of when do you make the final stop. Connor Baldwin has gone to the primary tires, so he's used both sets at this point. Here's Huber and Miller once again battling. Huber down to the inside at turn 1. See if Miller can retaliate on the way up to 3. I'm sorry, that was out of 3. This is the run down to 4. Eric Schaus going fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 14.85, a full second faster than Connor Baldwin, your race leader. problem is Schaus is in 8th, currently 1 minute behind the race leader. J.W. Miller falling back pretty heavily here as Richter, Aldrich, and Schaus all going to do battle. This is 6th, 7th, and 8th on the racetrack. Last lap time, Schaus was 5 seconds faster than Victor Aldrich, which explains why he's doing the catch-up here. Charles Teed just up ahead of this battle here. Alec Coates not too far ahead either. Let's run you back through the field here as Connor Baldwin putting a lap on, I believe that is Matt Wagner going a lap down, a second lap down to your race leader. Connor Baldwin in the Aero Info Baldwin Agriland number 19. Very quick in qualifying, dominant from the front row, and now with a 47-second lead over second place running Lee Huber. Baldwin will be able to make it the rest of the way here on one more stop, and the window is open. Really going to be his choice, and in fact, he is so far ahead, he can make that pit stop at any time. Even with a 40-second stint on pit road. Oh, trouble for Matt Wagner. He was just behind your race leader. Wagner just goes straight off the racetrack. And that's the end of the night for Matt Wagner, it looks like. Charles Teed also having an issue. This is the run down to turn 1. Ty Richter having the look inside. Yeah, he just kind of gets out of everybody's way here. So go back to the live look. We pick up Connor Baldwin, your race leader. 47.5 seconds over Lee Huber. He has half a racetrack lead at this point. Lee Huber runs in second in the AlphaTauri Honda number 3. Up 1 spot from the drop of the green flag. 3 seconds behind is J.W. Miller in that Team Watson Racing Castrol All-American Racer number 6. 1.25 seconds back is the boss, team owner James Watson. Piloting the National Racing Network ZAS Designs number 39. Watson started 4th, got dumped at turn 1, and has made a fantastic recovery drive to get back up into the 4th position, trying to trace down his teammate. Running in the 5th position is Alec Coates. He started 5th, had the issue, another car that had the issue at turn number 1, and has recovered back to 5th. That's a good recovery drive as well. We would expect to see him in fairly soon. Coates stopping last time at lap number 28. Although, quite frankly, we're going to see everybody on pit road here soon enough. Here's Ty Richter running in the 6th position. He's your hard charger of the race, up 4 from where he started in the 10th position. Benefiting from a little bit of attrition and a whole lot of it from a very good drive, but he is being hunted down by Victor Aldrich in the 98 in the only real battle on the racetrack. Race leader is in for his final pit stop. So long as he doesn't take a pit road speeding penalty, Connor Baldwin will emerge with the race lead. Even with a speeding penalty at this point, he may not be contested. Hits the marks cleanly, goes back on the red Firestone alternates. He's down and away, 6.9 seconds for 4 Firestone Firehawk tires and a full tank, I should say, of Speedway Racing fuel. And Lee Huber still 6 seconds behind your race leader at this point. I mean, that's almost silly. Huber will still have to make the pit stop as well. Alec Coach, Jeff Destino, both on pit road, as is Ty Richter. Or excuse me, it's Coates and Richter that are on pit road. Huber already 20 seconds back, and he's going to have to make a pit stop yet. Could we see Connor Baldwin lap the field? I don't think so. It would only put him about 60 seconds back. James Watson on pit road for the final time. Watson is currently in the 4th position. He'll come out around 6th. However, the cars that he will fall behind will have to make that final pit stop still. Take the short fill to get you to the end. I wonder if you would go. He's going to go back on the reds. You almost wonder if you would take the short fill here. Watson down and away, 8.57 seconds. Really surprised nobody tried the undercut. When we got to lap 36, 37, take the little bit of fuel you need to top off and go to the end and hope the tires last you. Next car we would expect to see on pit road, or at least one of the next cars, will be Lee Huber. Victor Aldrich on pit road now. He's making his way in, his way out for the final stop of the race. Looks like Lee Huber will come out behind James Watson. So this could be a great strategy call by Watson to get himself up onto the podium. It'll be 6 to go here at the Red Bull Ring. Oh, man, seeing Matt Wagner checking in the comments. Here's why we saw him disappear off the racetrack. His VR headset died. Man, that's got to be terrible. You're driving a car in a fully immersive environment, and, well, the world goes dark. Lee Huber, J.W. Miller battling for position here. Looks like J.W. Miller going to be making his final stop. We'll follow along and see where he comes out. Miller on his way back onto the racetrack. And he does come out about 3 seconds ahead of teammate James Watson. Looks like Lee Huber should be able to maintain that second position based on a true pit lane delta time here. The time lost is about 25 seconds or so. Seeing trouble for Alec Coates. Take a look here, see what happened to Alec. Coming around, Charles Teed overshoots the corner. Oh, then he loops around, almost got Ty Richter. Nice save by Alec to not get that car totally spun around. Happening not too far in front of race leader Connor Baldwin. Down to 4 laps to go here at the Red Bull Ring. And Baldwin has just been absolutely spectacular here tonight. Let's go on board here with Connor Baldwin. Not what you want to see if you're Connor Baldwin. Couple of cars battling side by side just up ahead of you. He gets it way off the racetrack there at turn number 1. Good battle here between Ty Richter and Eric Schaus, and this is happening just in front of the race leader, and it is for the 5th position. Schaus able to clear down to the inside. That was turn 6, running down the hill here to turn 9. That's Jochen Rindt corner. The only posthumous F1 world champion back in 1970. Turn number 1 named for perhaps the greatest of the Austrian drivers, Niki Lauda. Oh, man, big moment. Oh, they're going to make contact. Huge issue for Ty Richter. He overshot the corner in a huge way. Does the gentlemanly thing, gives the position back. That is going to bring Connor Baldwin right up on these cars, though. Alec Coach just behind the two of them. That battle has settled down, so we will once again pick up your race leader as he will come around to see the white flag next time by. White flag is out. We'll give you a chance to crank it up here. Making his way around the circuit for the final time. There will not be a car that... 3 cars will finish within 60 seconds of your race leader. Down the front straightaway. He's going to come to a stop and go full Max Verstappen. Light him up. Checkered flag in the air. Connor Baldwin wins at the Red Bull Ring. Oh, buddy, that's how you put the show on for the race fans. Here's J.W. Miller running in the 2nd position. And how about it? We didn't even see it come up on our screen here. James Watson able to get around Lee Huber for 3rd. Across the finish line, J.W. Miller claims 2nd. And there's James Watson off of turn number 10. Watson takes 3rd here tonight at the Red Bull Ring. 4th will belong to Lee Huber. And after the contact with Ty Richter with a couple of laps to go, Eric Schaus will come home and claim a top 5 finish here this evening. But the man of the hour is this guy, Connor Baldwin. My goodness. That was full Alex Rossi that he just went on the field. Long Beach a couple of years ago, Rossi winning by 30 seconds, doing the same thing at St. Pete. Tonight, Connor Baldwin does it. In the Baldwin Agriland Aero Info, number 19. That is about as dominant of a drive as I have ever seen here on iRacing. Show you your race results here. before we get ready to roll. Connor Baldwin, the winner by 44.75 seconds. And that includes coming to a stop short of the start-finish line to do the burnout over the line. J.W. Miller second. James Watson comes home third. Eric Schaust fourth. Alec Coates, your top five. Victor Aldrich, Ty Richter, Lee Huber, Benjamin Combs, and Jeff Destino will be your top 10. Looks like Huber had an issue late in the race there. Charles Teed, TJ McMurray, Colin Johnston, Matt Wagner, and Jason Hand will complete the field here this evening. And a massive point shakeup coming up here. Couple of Team Watson racing cars there on the front. Baldwin, also a Team Watson racing driver, but not in the main team here. As he does the burnouts here, let's bring in our third place finisher here this evening, Mr. James Watson. James, I'll tell you what, I thought you were going to go absolutely ballistic at turn one when you got shoved off the racetrack. Then you're able to come back, put on a really great show here to put that number 39 on the podium.
Yeah, I must not be feeling that well because I actually wasn't that irritated. You know, stuff happens and such. I was like, oh, well, all right, get back going. And I just, for once, sat down, shut up, put my head down, and grabbed a podium. I am beyond happy, man. This is one of my best drives in this league. Freaking comeback drive of the year.
Yeah, there were a couple of them tonight. And really, this is going to turn into a very big points night for you here. Matt Wagner finishing 14th, next to last in this one. Charles Teed finishing 11th. Obviously, JW had a good night, but Nick DeGroot not in the race. Alec did not have a real good night. You're going to see a pretty big jump here in the point standings after this one as well.
Yeah, honestly, I could care less about that. I don't really consider myself much of a championship contender. I'm just trying to get as many good points as I can and, you know, help bolster the roster and try to bring home the team championship. So if I can back into a frickin' driver championship for myself, that'd be crazy, but I'm not holding out any hope. I'm just going out there and driving and see whatever happens.
Yeah, tonight's race, the team went into it with a 6-point lead, basically, over Dark Horse Racing. You guys, obviously, the podium is going to help here. So the team championship that's very important to you, you guys are looking very good in that one still.
Yeah, the obviously Wags having his VR take a dump on him didn't help, but me and JW getting on the podium, then bringing home a top 10, and no Forsyth, Schaus having issues, Lee having issues, Teed having issues. It's a big points night for us, and I'm happy. Just, you know, keep clawing back and keep getting what we can over Dark Horse and try to go back to back.
All right, James, let's get the thank yous and shout outs here done because you got to get ready to jump in the booth here for the IP2K show in a little bit.
Heck yeah, I got to thank Rocket Racing Setups for bringing me in as the head of off-road. Use checkout code Watson15 for 15% off. Got to thank ZAS Designs for making my scheme. You, of course, at NRN, arguably my biggest partner. MTWR Landscaping and Mart Sports. They make great sim racing apparel. Check them out at martsports906.com.
All right, James, thank you very much, bud. We appreciate it here. Let's bring in our runner-up finisher this evening, J.W. Miller. And I tell you what, man, the 6 car looked pretty darn good out there. Connor was in a different league tonight, so you're really picking up the win and best in class here.
Oh, thank you.
What was the race like? Obviously, you saw Connor check out. Does that then become a game of manage your own race? You were battling with Lee for a good part of that. What's kind of the thought process as you get into the later stages of that race?
Yeah, so obviously we started on the red tire to kind of get that out of the way because I feel a lot more comfortable on the black and it doesn't fall off so hard there at the end. So yeah, it was kind of just either save to try to get 17 laps out of a tank or just go full out and just do 15, 30, 45, and then on that last stop we just took 4 gallons and no fuel. So that was basically our strategy for the whole thing. It was kind of, we were kind of in our own bubble for the most part. We were battling with James and Lee there, you said, and Eric early on, but yeah, it was a fun race on a track that I don't necessarily enjoy very much.
Yeah, we've heard quite a bit of that, actually, over the course of the evening tonight. The one subject I do have to touch on here, this is a huge points night. Matt coming home in the 14th position, Charles finishing 11th. It was a 21-point gap. You have closed that significantly, and you may leave here as the points leader.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
Does that change how you drive the rest of the season at all?
Maybe a little bit. Obviously it takes a lot of weight off of our shoulders knowing that we don't have to, try to gain a lot of positions late in the season. But I think, how many races do we have left?
I think you still have about 10 left after this one. 11,
yeah,
actually.
So, I mean, it's pretty early to determine that. We still have a lot of chances to get wrecked out, so knock on wood.
All right, JW. Before we let you go here, let's get the sponsor plugs and thank yous taken care of.
Yeah, thanks to Team Watson Racing, everybody over there, including James Watson, and you guys for being on the car as well. Hope you like the new old paint scheme with some new logos on it. So, yeah.
Yes, I love the All-American Eagle. In fact, you feel free to ditch the colors on the front wing, too, by the way. Don't tell James I said that, though. JW, congratulations on the podium tonight, and looking forward to next week at Pocono.
Yeah, thanks as always.
Now let's bring in the man of the hour. This guy, well, he's not old enough to enjoy one with me, but, crack a toast to Connor Baldwin, the most dominant drive we've ever seen here on the National Racing Network. Officially, the margin of victory was 44.75 seconds. However, you went full Max Verstappen there at the end doing the burnout over the line. What was the car like? I mean, was it just that perfect all night long?
Yeah, it was just absolutely on rails. The setup was great. The red tires just had so much grip throughout the entire stint. It was crazy. I could push as hard as I wanted, and really the only place I only ever had any issues was, I think, turn 5. But, I mean, I was just careful throughout that entire turn throughout the entire race. And, yeah, it really showed.
Hey, we've seen drivers throughout history get the big lead, back it off to make sure they don't have any issues late in the race, and they end up binning it and throwing the thing away. How do you do that as a driver, to be that far in front and be able to stay as on the chip as you have to be to run these cars competitively?
I mean, I didn't really... Well, I guess I did let off probably after about lap 10. I kind of just backed off, was saving the rear tires, because I know that was just a little bit of an issue into one of the turns. But yeah, I was just kind of off, and then I think about like lap 40, I started pushing a bit higher because that's when I came in for my last pit stop, because I wanted to try to lap the field. But yeah, it was all in all a great car. The Air Info sponsorship really helped a lot there.
I'll say this. We talked in the pre-race after the qualification runs about the fact that your line was going to take you a little bit wider and you were going to have to avoid some of the issues in carnage. You got so far ahead at turn number 1, that was never really an issue. You really could pick your line the entire race.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things that was really surprising from this race from Watkins Glen is that lap traffic was really not an issue. It was honestly quite surprising. I thought there were going to be a lot more lap traffic, but I guess I just got lucky with the pit stops and all that stuff, and yeah, I was just able to pick my line and really take an easy win. I'm looking at my at the results here, and I see that I did not even register a lap, according to iRacing.
Yes, that is correct. Well, I'm seeing you as having scored 52 laps, but yeah,
but
it
like
was
for the best lap time.
that is
They don't have
correct.
anything for me.
Yep. Yeah, your best lap was a 117 something. I do remember that. A couple of cars went absolutely ballistic. We had a 115. Lee Huber, or Eric Schau, excuse me, went 114, which was absolute insanity. But
Yeah,
the
my
last
fastest time is actually 114.9, but it just doesn't show it because I was going off track every lap.
Yes. Now the other question that I got to ask you here, and JW says it's too early to be thinking about points. However, you're going from, after two bad races, this win tonight, Matt Wagner, Charles Teed having issues, Nick DeGroot not in the field, Alec Coates having issues. You could be top 5 in points here. Is this now really where you kind of light the fires and start making a big run for the championship?
I would if I was going to be able to run the full season. Fortunately, with soccer season starting up here in a couple weeks and having games on Thursdays, I'm not going to be able to make quite a bit of the second half of the season, unfortunately.
Oh man, that's tough. So, well, that is definitely, that makes you a wild card then, basically, because every win you pick up and every top, podium, top 5, etc., you're basically stealing points from people. So it'll be interesting to watch that as the rest of the season develops. So, congratulations on a dominating win tonight. Let's get the sponsor plugs and thank yous in before we let you go.
Gotta have once again a big shout out to AeroInfo. My dad's company. He pays for my iRacing subscription, which I absolutely love. Got to thank my family for watching, all my friends. Got to thank you for broadcasting. Shout out to my Aunt Angie, whose birthday is today. I'm not sure if she's watching, but shout out to her.
Well, there you go. Nice job there getting the family shout-outs in, too. So, once again, Connor, congratulations. Looking forward to talking to you next week here at Pocono. And with that, it is time for us to get out of here as we go back to the live look. This race was a pretty good one. The next one is going to be pretty darn good as well. It will be the Indy Pro 2000 Championship coming up here at 10:15 in the East. That would be 7:15 for those of you watching on the West Coast. And we will have every lap of the action there in one of the best series on the iRacing platform for sure. And anybody else wants to argue that can come fight me on it. Love the IP2K cars. They will be coming up here as soon as we get the schedule loaded. We can tell you where we're going to be. Looks like the Detroit Grand Prix from the streets of Detroit. That one is going to be a blast. Those cars on that tight little racetrack. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. So, all right, buddy, we're getting out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. We will be back in just a little bit. Until then, for everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, everybody.